Hi, this is Meganadha. Welcome back. This is lecture 25 of the C programming tutorials. In this module, we will learn about pointers in C. Now let's get started. Now, normally when you declare a variable, so let's take, we declared a variable like int a equal to 5. And let's assume that this is the memory location, computer's memory location. So this is called data type. This is a variable, and this is the value that's getting stored. So in this computer, in your computer, every memory location will have the address. So every memory location will have an address, and you can see here the variable a is holding 5, and the actual data is stored in a location of 10002. Now when I declare another variable int c equal to 10, so you can see here this value c is stored in another location called 10008. Now to get the value of a, you just need to write a. So when you print %d comma a, that will give the value of a. And you want to know the value exactly where the location where the variable is stored, you need to give %a. Now that %a will give the address of where this variable is stored. Now let's say this. Now how can I know the location in which the variable is stored? So now we can use pointers here. Now how do we get the address is, now you need to declare this int star p, so indicates that this p can hold integer, and now you can see here p is equal to %a. Now this pointer will point to an integer, and p we write it like %a. Now let's try to understand this. Now let's go back and let's go to this code blocks and file new empty file, and I'll save it. This is lecture 25. I'll save this as 25.pointers example. Now what I'll do is, as usual, we used to write include stdio.h, include conio.h, void main, and let's write like this. So I want to store integer. You can write int a is equal to 5. I want to print address of this. So you can directly write printf. If you want to print value, you write like this. Value is equal to %d, comma, a. Now if you want to print address, printf, I'll write here address colon %u. So you have to print unsigned int, because address will always be positive number, so you have to write %a. Now if you want to point a variable, to this address, you need to declare as int star p. Now this star p, this p is an address, star p indicates value at this address. Now I want to assign, I want to assign as %a to p. So what I need to do is, I can write here p is equal to %a. Now in this case, what happens is, this p will be assigned to a value address of a. Now star p indicates the value at this address. Now if I write like this, so printf, so value at address of a %d, comma, star p. Now star p is actually the value at this address %a. Or you can also write, so printf, so you can also write like this. So you can write %a. Let's put multi-line comment so that you can see. So %a is exactly same as p, or so these two are same. Also you can write, if you print a value, or if you print star p value, or if you print star of %a, so all these three, so these two will give the address of a, and this a will give value of a, star p will give value of a, and star of %a will also give the value of a. Now you can say this will print value, this will print address, and here we are assigning the address to p, and we are printing. So this is a pointer which points to this address. So this is an integer pointer which points to the address of a. Now let's save it and build it. and there are no errors. Let's run the code. You can see here, so now let's add /n so that we can see the new line. Now I'm adding /n. Let's add /n. Now let's save it and build it. Let's run the code. Now you can see value is 5, address is this, value at address of A is 5 now. Now with this example, now what we will do is, we'll try to, in the next module, we will see what we learned in this case is, what we learned is, if you want to point an integer to address of another variable, you need to declare like this. Now let's take, I want to declare float value. Let's try to say, take another example, and let's reuse this code now. I'll copy this and edit, copy. I'm copying this. I'll create a new file, new empty file. I'll save it. 25.pointers example2. 25.pointers example2. Now I'll paste it. Now what I'll do is, I want to declare a floating pointer. I'll write here float p is equal to 5.6. Now I want to declare a floating pointer. So float star yum. Normally we use p. Let's use here n. Now for storing floating pointer, star p, and I can write like this: p is equal to &n. Now p will be storing the address of this n. So you can see here, printf address of p is, you can write here %d, comma &n. You can also write here printf address of p is, you can also write %u. Sorry, we normally use %u for address, because, and then you can write here p, and you can also write printf value of p is %f. Here we'll try to print %f and %f. Now I'll writing here, I can write like this. Actually I can print p, or I can print n value I can print, or star p I can print, or star of &p n will also give the same. So as I told you already, this value will print n value, this also prints n value, and this also prints the n value. Now let's see whether we get the output or not. I'm just adding get ch. Let's save it and build it. There are no errors and no warnings. Let's run the code, and let's try to add /n here so that we can see in the new line. I'm adding /n, and let's see this. Let's build it. Let's run the code. So you can see address of p is same. So either ways we got the same. Either you can give &n will give address of this, and address of n. Sorry, there is a mistake here. So let me close it, and let's change it to n. Now let's save it and build it. Let's run the code. So you can see here address of n is &n, and address of n, since we assigned this &n to p, so we can also print p. So both are same. Now to get the value of p, you can use directly variable value, or star p will give the value at address p, and we can also give star of &n. So in this module we learned how you can actually declare a pointer integer or pointer float value, and how you can assign the address of it to the pointer variable, and how you can actually retrieve the address using the pointer variable, and how you can actually get the value in different ways. In the next module we will see how to send a pointer, or we will see call by value versus call by reference, right? So that's all for now. In the next module we'll understand call by value and for call by reference. So thank you, and see you in the next module.